Hi. These past few days and weeks have been quite crazy with world news, and I hope that everyone is staying safe. On another note, I recently read up that the Geekarch Dolch and Geekarch Black on White group buys that were run on Polar Type, aka Kumamech, have gone south again, and Sam, the owner, has been ghosting customers. I did promote the group buy in one of my videos because I saw it was an upcoming Keycap set, but now I regret it. I know there was some drama before involving Polar Type / Kumamech, but it largely blew over and the original poster was made to seem like a vindictive individual. I definitely shouldn't have trusted his explanation and defense though, because it turns out that the original poster was right and Sam is a scammer. I hope that not too many of you joined that group buy, and if you did, I hope that you'll either be able to receive the product or get a refund. It was probably looking like a lost cause. Moving forward, I'll try to be better and do my due diligence when looking into different group buys. I'll try to put a disclaimer in the group buy document to let you know if there have been past drama with a vendor regarding fulfillment, or if the vendor is new. I know that this might not sound too fair for new vendors, but as long as you provide customer service and build up your reputation as a great vendor, I'm sure this label won't last too long. Anyways, without further ado, ePBT Rin is a keycap set inspired by the music video of the song Shelter by Porter Robinson. If you still somehow haven't ever seen the music video, I would highly recommend that you check it out. It's a super high quality video that was made in conjunction with A1 Pictures, who have animated some of the most popular anime series out there. The color chosen for the set matches the color palette for the character in the music video and does look really nice. I think that the light blue chosen as the accent color looks really nice with the set, and does match well with the dark and light pink used for the rest of the keys. ePBT Rin comes with a base kit that has Japanese sub-legends, which matches the music video since it was voiced in Japanese. But if you're the type who hates sub-legends, there will be a Latin Alphas kit available for purchase. There will also be a Nord Alphas kit available in this group buy, which is something that I haven't seen before. I'm not really sure how useful this kit is as I don't use Nord, but hopefully, it's useful for those who do use it. ePBT Rin also comes with a Novelties kit, a Numpad kit, a 40s kit, and 2 spacebar kits. The Novelties kit is quite extensive and includes a lot of designs inspired by the music video. I do think that the set stands very well by itself, but I would recommend that you pick up the Novelties kit if you're considering this set, as it does add a lot more customization and character. The 40s kit also looks to be pretty extensive at a cursory glance, and includes keys in the dark pink mod color and also the lighter blue accent color, which is nice. I do kinda wish that there was an Alphas kit with Japanese sub-legends being offered as well, because if you prefer that look, then you have to buy a base kit, and you're left with a lot of unused keys. Overall, it's a really nice set with some nice colors. It does remind me a bit of GMK Daifuku due to them both having similar colors, but if you like the theme on this one, and prefer PBT over ABS, maybe give this set a look. GMK Purple-ish is a set inspired by one of the colors available for the Pixel 3a. It's a pretty abstract theme without much to design off of, but I do think that this set was designed very well. As a result, it does kinda give me GMK Blurple vibes, which is also a set that had a very abstract theme, but the colors are pretty different. The set features the purple color found on the phones, as well as a darker shade for the mods. It also has some neon yellow accent keys, which aren't my style, but I do understand why it's there, as the power button for the purplish colored Pixel 3As is also neon yellow. As I mentioned before, the theme isn't very concrete, and there isn't really all that much to draw inspiration from for a Novelties kit, but I do like what the designer came up with. It's a very cute character and should provide a bit of customization if you do decide to pick it up. Other than those two kits, GMK Purple-ish will also have a spacebar kit, so it's quite light in terms of layout support. There will be 2 metal artisans for sale in this group buy, one from Monoke and one from Thought, both featuring the character in the Novelties kit. They're both alright, and you can consider picking them up if you want. The one from Thought has a bit more design, but I feel like they're about equal, so it really depends on price for me. If you're looking to pick up a light purple set, I do think that the GMK Purple-ish is a set you should consider. Matrix Labs has been well known for their really unique custom keyboard designs, and if you happen to miss out on their previous ones, this is your chance to grab one. These keyboards aren't cheap though, and will cost $580. The price is pretty reasonable in terms of what you're getting in my opinion, but it definitely will hurt your wallet. Matrix Labs is also known for their various color options, and the AXV 3.0 will follow suit and also have a ton of colors available for you to choose from. If it's like the previous group buys, some of the colors will come at an extra cost, but if I remember correctly, it wasn't that much. The AXV features a small LED design on the top of the case and comes in either a heart design or what they call an eye design, but really it's a square. Looking at the pricing chart, it appears that you must choose one or the other, but if you don't like either and would prefer a clean top case, they are selling extra top pieces without the LED. Not sure why they aren't offering it as a base option, but oh well. There will also be an upgrade for a full brass weight rather than the part aluminum, part brass weight found in the standard kit. I don't know which parts are alu and which parts are brass, so I can't say if this is worth it or not, but it is only $40, which really isn't all that much considering how much you're going to have to pay for a standard kit. It does bring the price up to $620, so if you go for the upgrade, I guess you can say that you've now officially bought a keyboard worth more than $600. Unlike many expensive custom keyboard group buys nowadays, the Matrix 8XV 3.0 will be an unlimited group buy, and will run from March 10th to March 17th. There are regional vendors, so make sure you check out the Keycap to see which vendor was chosen for your area. The Zoo 65 is a new budget board from Momoka. Momoka has released a couple products in the past, with them mainly being known for their keycaps and the Momoka Frog Switch, so they do have a bit of track record. I haven't used their products before, so I can't really speak on quality, but I also haven't heard anything bad from them, so I assume they can't be that bad, right? For the Zoo 65, there have been several reviews released by larger YouTubers, so you might be able to get a sense of quality. That being said, please do remember that a lot of the times, manufacturers and vendors will cherry pick the samples to send out to reviewers, because obviously they don't want to have a lot of bad press. But at a first glance, the keyboard doesn't seem to be all that bad and seems to be pretty fairly priced. I'm not the biggest fan of all the engravings because I do think that it makes the keyboard look too busy. The fish on the back of the keyboard is really extra, and I think that they probably should have removed most, if not all, the fish, but it is a part of the keyboard that you won't be seeing on a regular basis for the most part, so maybe it's okay. For this group buy, there will be 3 colors: green, blue, and black. A lot of people probably wish there were more color options, and maybe in the future Momoka may offer more, but I think that these colors are pretty solid choices. Worst comes to worst, you can just get the black one, which should fit with most keycap sets, as it is a pretty neutral color. Momoka will also be offering their new flamingo switches as an add-on to this board. I haven't tried them myself, so I can't verify if they're good or not, but they do appear to be cheap. On Drop, which is the US vendor, adding flamingo switches increases the price from $189 to $219, so maybe they're worth a shot. Overall, the Zoo 65 appears to be a pretty good deal. It's not as good of a deal compared to the Keychron Q series keyboards, which you can get fully assembled for around $150 to $180, but maybe you really like fish or dodos, and in that case, the Zoo 65 might be the keyboard for you. The NK87 Darkshake is another collab board that Novelkeys is doing with Bib, the designer of the popular cat milkshake set. The first video on this channel was actually a review of the NK65 milkshake, which was a collab board that ran back in 2020. It was one of my first custom keyboards at the time, so I was quite impressed by it, but there have been a lot of boards that I've used since then, and a ton of budget boards that have been released in these past few years, which has made the NK65 Entry Edition harder to recommend. Anyways, back on topic, the NK87 Darkshake is kind of the same thing, but in the TKL layout rather than the 65% layout. It's actually a really beautiful combination and looks super sick with that dark blue. Similar to the NK65 Milkshake, the NK87 Darkshake features a fruits pattern on the back of the board, which adds a bit of character to the otherwise standard TKL. It's also a full package like some of the other collab boards that Novelkeys has done, and will include both keycaps and switches, which is pretty crazy considering the fact that this package costs $195, which is only $5 more than the original price of the NK65 Milkshake. I did a bit of a cost analysis in the description of the NK65 Milkshake video, and I came to the conclusion that the package was worth it, because it costs you around the same if you're able to divide up the keycap sets to match, and more money if you're trying to assemble a keyboard with a similar setup. The NK87 Darkshake falls under similar cost analysis, but is actually more worth compared to the NK65 Milkshake, because not only does the base NK87 Entry Edition cost $40 more compared to the NK65 Entry Edition, but you're also getting more switches and more keycaps, simply due to the fact that one is a TKL and the other is a 65% keyboard. If you're like me and mainly want it due to the keycaps, you're out of luck. It is possible that Novelkeys and Bip will release the dark version of the Milkshake keycaps in the future, but they're not planning to do so at the moment. That means that the only way you can get your hands on this beautiful set is to buy the keyboard, which is somewhat unfortunate. The switches that come with the keyboard are Novelkeys NK Silk switches in the Milkshake colorway. They were the same switches that came with the NK65 Milkshake, and they were pretty good in my opinion. The switches do come factory lubed, and they seem to be pretty decent based on what Teja said, so if you're lazy and don't want to go through that process, then this is definitely another positive to consider. I think it would have been cool if the switch housings were actually also in the color of the Darkshake, but I do like how these switches look as well, so I can't complain too much. Now, I haven't used the NK87 before, so I can't provide an accurate opinion for this keyboard, but based on the information available, I can tell you that this keyboard will not have the soft flexi typing feel that is popular nowadays, since it uses what Novelkeys calls a modified top mount. I believe that it uses the same mounting style as the NK65, and based on my experiences with that keyboard, the typing feel is quite stiff. I have listened to various type tests on YouTube, and the keyboard seems to sound pretty decent though, so if the sound is more important to you, then you probably don't have to worry too much in that department. I'm super tempted to pick up this keyboard, but I do have my reservations. First of all, I have no need for another budget keyboard. I have the Baja NK65, which I plan to use at the office whenever we go back in, as well as the Block 67, which is a CNC'd Baja NK65. I also have the Iki68 Aurora Mizu edition, so yeah, I do have quite a few budget keyboards. Second of all, I'm also not the biggest fan of the mounting style used for this keyboard. I know that some people might be tired of all the gasket mount keyboards being released nowadays, but to be honest, it is something quite desirable for most people, and I do prefer a softer typing experience. Most of the budget boards being released nowadays are gasket mount boards, and for those who are new to the hobby, or are maybe just looking to buy a budget board and then piecing out, this mounting style is easier to recommend in my opinion. The NK65 Entry Edition used to be essentially the only budget keyboard out there, so at the time, releases were super hype and it was actually pretty tough to get your hands on one. Nowadays, we're quite spoiled for choice for cheaper boards, so I feel like the hype has really died down, and unless NovusCaps does a redesign, I feel like the era of NK65 Entry Edition being the go-to budget board has died. There is definitely still the chance I crumble to temptation and pick one up, but for now, the logical side of me is telling me to hold off and save my money. But for those who are looking to get their first mechanical keyboard and want a really cute full package, you can definitely consider picking this up.